Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto Channel. We are live on this Sunday morning. It's a beautiful day here in Mississippi. It is bright and sunny and about 50 degrees, nice and crisp and cool, but not too cold. It feels good, guys. How is everyone? Max, what's going on, brother? Morning, Max. Max in the house. Got Thanos here. Morning, Thanos. Salt Chain. How are you guys? Sorry, just checking a couple things out. Save the Republic. What's up, brother? We're rock and roll. Bitcoin doing a little razzle dazzle this morning. Bitcoin kind of getting up and moving, doing a little something here. Hang on one second, guys. I'm having like some issue here. There we go. Never mind. I got our pop-ups to work. There you go. I had to, they weren't popping up for me, but I got it figured out. All right, guys. Bitcoin moving a little this morning, getting a little pump. Be careful. It is a weekend. You know how this goes. I've done videos on it. I talk about it all the time, and we're going to go through it. But we talk about watching for the 15-minute vector candle leaving the range. I got the weekend range here in blue. I got to go back and chat with you guys about stuff, but just in case those of you looking to FOMO in this, we look for, and that's not to say we can't go to $200,000 from here, but we look for, we've shot videos on this blue box. Let me change the color because it's kind of, what color y'all want? Yeah, that's too bright. Orange box? I don't like orange. Purple box. You can barely see it. It's great. Purple box. We talk about looking for the vector candles, usually Sunday around this time, leaving the range. The vector candles leaving the range usually indicates the fake out. They've come right into the value area high here of this range that we've been in for about a week now, and then only to roll it over. Now, they certainly don't have to, but that is usually what happens. We've done tons of back tests on this for you guys. Also be aware, we will have a CME gap that's going to come in right around 90.5 on spot price. So if price doesn't close around there, then we're going to have a CME gap. Now, we of course do still have a CME gap way down below that we didn't fill, so it doesn't mean we come fill it. We got one down here around 88K, somewhere in there. But, you know, the tendency is to fill those pretty quick. So just be careful if you're looking to long this thing. If you're looking to FOMO in, I would not. The long was here from the point of control when you broke through and held it and danced around it and held it for support, and then boom, the pop. That was your long. So if you didn't long it, in my opinion, it's too late. I would at least wait for a pullback. I'm going to go over a couple things with you guys. Guys, we got KCEXtrading.com. Get you a KCEX account. We've got the $1,000 giveaway tomorrow. This is going to be a little shorter stream, kind of looking for the breakout or breakdown that we have coming this week. But I do want to remind you, we have the $1,000 giveaway tomorrow. You have to be registered on KCEX, KCEXtrading.com. I don't even care if you use my affiliate link. Just go directly to KCEXtrading.com and sign up. And then send me your P&L. The P&L card has to be from Friday through Monday morning. It ends at the time we go live at 8:15 Central Standard Time. So send me your P&L card. The highest percentage of P&L over the weekend wins $1,000, period. No raffle, no drawing, no nothing. This was a competition to encourage you guys to get some trading in, and I hope you did well. Let's see my P&L for the last week. We started last Sunday, and I wanted to have the highest weekly total ever, but I didn't quite reach it. I finished the week with $6,300 profit. Still not too shabby. That was only on a $2,000 account. Now my highest is right around $10,000. That didn't include spot holds. I mean, we're up $20,000+ on the WorldCoin spot hold. We'll check on that today too. But that doesn't include that. That is just futures trading, leverage trading. Now, I only traded with a $2,000 account. I had some account issues going on one of my exchanges last week, and my larger account, and I just got a little spooked and didn't really want to. I'm short, by the way, guys. I forgot to tell you guys, I'm short. I shorted this. I shorted the rejection of the value area high. I told some of you, I told the VIP Discord I was short the SFP if we got on the 15-minute, and we did. So I am short right now. I haven't even taken profit. Anyway, I'm only trading with a $1,000 account right now, but I am on 70x leverage. Anyway, I am short. So I had some exchange issues, and I just didn't put very much on it. I did get the exchange issues resolved. For those of you that missed it, if you struggle with KYC or you've had any accounts locked or anything like that, and maybe you reside in a country that you're not supposed to be leverage trading on, or on certain exchanges on, there are alternatives to get you KYC approved. And I have a link. I'll post a link for you. I'll post it in chat right now. You can legally get you a Palau ID. It is a legal online digital residence ID. Let's see. I did a video on it this morning. I'll post the link for you. Make sure you use the link. You don't want to. There's a lot of scammer sites and stuff out there, but this is the link that I use. And there it is. You can get this digital residency, and they give you an official ID and everything, and it is KYC approved. So I got everything unlocked. I got. They don't like it when you win too much. Some of the exchanges don't like it when you win too much. That's why you should stick with KCEX and MEXC. But anyway, we got our money back, so we're good. If any of you have issues like that, maybe you live in the U.S. or somewhere else, you need to be KYC. There you go. Cat. Morning. Good to see you. All right, guys. So anyway, not too bad, though. Not too bad. We made 6,300 on the week, so not too bad. But anyway, when you get your P&L, when you're finally finished for the weekend, message me that in Discord, and the highest P&L will win $1,000. We'll give it away live tomorrow on stream, okay? All right, Bitcoin's still moving down. Let's see how our trade is doing. This is only on a $1,000 account. We're up $144. I should probably put a stop loss in here somewhere. I'm going to trail it pretty tight. 98. Might go ahead and stop me out right here where I'm at. And that would be okay. It did. It stopped me out. Oh, well. It's hard for me to talk to you guys and manage these scalp trades. All good. Made about 150 bucks. We should short it again. I shouldn't have closed that. Guys, all I did yesterday, and I told the Discord, was the Lionheart trading. We just nailed the Lionheart here on the 5-minute time frame. Let's see what we got. 6-minute just nailed. 10-minute coming in. We don't quite have the signal yet. Trying to get there, though. But that's all I did was Lionheart trade yesterday. The 1, 3, 5, and 6-minute time frames. That's it. That is it. Made about 800 bucks yesterday just doing that. It was such dead price action. It was coin flip if you're just looking at a chart what it's going to do. So I just looked at Lionheart. When Lionheart gave the signal, I entered the trade. Easy peasy. It's great for low time frame, just chop days. Great. This is a great indicator for that. By the way, got the new Anthony Lee crypto shirts. Look at this. Check it out. Let me get in a little way. There we go. Got the new Anthony Lee crypto shirts. Anybody interested in those, let me know. We'll probably put some of those up for sale in the shop. So let me know. I think they're pretty cool. But I'm not very cool, so I don't really know what cool is. Bitcoin trying to get a little bit of a bounce here. I think we come down at least a point of control. We rejected for value area high. Volume profile loss suggests we at least come down to the point of control. I'm going to set a take profit there at the point of control in case I'm not paying attention. There, and we're just going to let it ride. So I won't come back to that. We'll know if we'll get the little indication, the little ding, ding, ding if we're taking profit. I'm going to set a little alert though. All right, guys, let's take a look. Anybody have any questions before I dive into it? Salt chain, you mean the Bjorn indicator or the Lionheart? No, I mean the Lionheart. This is the Lionheart. It's only available. I created this indicator. It is only available for the Discord. You can get it in the free Discord, though. It gives you entry signals, short entry signals, long entry signals, and when to exit. And they hit. I mean, let's see. This is the 3-minute time frame, and this is where I was trading yesterday. And you can see all of them hit. All of them. Look, just bang, 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 bang. This is a 3-minute. I was trading the 1 and 2 minute and 5 minute, also and 6 minute. Just all this is what I did. This is what I did. I mean, just them all day. Just traded them. Bang, 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 bang. All these on a $1,000 account. Dagbjord, what's up? What's up? All right, guys, so let's kind of zoom out a little bit. I posted a video yesterday real quick, and then I'm going to jump into it. Video, I think I posted it yesterday. Bitcoin January price statistics, the Bitcoin outlook for January. Go check that video out. It tells you what we're looking for based upon historical stats and cipher and things like that. Salt chain, didn't think you use it for scalping such short time frames. I like it better for scalping short time frames versus long. It is very powerful and very accurate on long-term time frames, very. But you know, a lot of people, and it depends on what type of trader you are. A lot of people want to get in a trade and be in it for 2-3 days, a week, 2 weeks, and that's cool. But you can do that. You get the Lionheart signal on the daily, 2-day, 3-day, whatever. Then chances are it's not fixing to go there in an hour. It's going to take it a few days, right? So, you know, you get one of those signals, go and fire off your trade if you like. And in the meantime, drop down to the lower time frames and hit those scalps. I don't play too much with like the hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 30 minute. Those hit, but it's a lot of chop in there. And the 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 minute, they tend to kind of go straight to their target. Not always, but they tend to kind of do that pretty quick. And then slowly but surely the 15-minute and the hour long and the 2 hour, those will play out. But you could hit a lot of 1 and 3 minute trades before that hourly hits, usually. So that's just how I like to do it. I enter on the high time frames, like the 12-hour and up, really the daily and up, but 12-hour and up, I enter on those, and then I play with the 1 to 6 minute time frames. The others are great too. They're just kind of like medium boring for me. So, and I'm already doing boring with the high time frame. So I want a little action. I go to the low time frames. That's just for me. On an uptrend, sometimes the short signals are a bit off. Yeah, we talked about that. I think I talked about that on the VIP live the other day when we were talking about it. Yeah, they're a lot faster and a lot more reliable when your signals are in the direction of the trend. Yeah, you're correct about that. And to get the trend, you typically look at the higher term. If you're not sure, if you can't just look at the chart and tell the trend, you look at the higher time term, higher time frames. You look at the higher time frames and see what their Lionheart signals are. Like we're currently on a 2-day long entry, so signals are usually going to be a little more accurate to the upside for now. Especially since we've already kind of started to bounce from the drops. Once we dropped, see that was a time frame downtrend. Now we've kind of bounced from there, so we're kind of in a little bit of an uptrend. Really more sideways now, but uptrend. Possible macro downtrend. Definite macro downtrend from the all-time high, but you know what I'm saying. But let's look. Let's take a look at things, guys. Let's see where we're going to head the next week or two, the rest of January. I posted this in the video yesterday, but these are the January stats, historical stats. We go through these every month, and usually I can give you a pretty good idea what Bitcoin is going to do for the month. Usually it'll be something, this is the high and low date, the average wick, the average low, open, close, things like that. Usually there's a pattern. Usually, for example, if Bitcoin opens up to the downside and bottoms the first week, then we're going to know by, let's say, day 17, we're going to look to top. So we're going to start to the downside and finish the upside historically. Usually there's a very, very clear pattern to the Bitcoin stats. And it forms a if this, then that scenario, which works very well. Unfortunately, for January, I've stared at this chart and I can't find a pattern. I cannot find any single pattern on Bitcoin for the month of January. It is all over the place. Sometimes if it opens up to the downside, sometimes to the upside. There are low dates of the 1st, the 2nd, the 17th, 11th, 20th, all over the place. There's just no rhyme or reason to it. And the percentage gains and losses and wicks, they're all over the place too. It's not predictable. The most common thing that I found was right here. The last 6 years, there's a big 28%er in here back in 22% wick to the downside. That's an extreme outlier for the last 6 years. But ignoring that, if you look at the last 6 years, 1, 2, 3 of them were about 4% wick to the downside. One of them at 8% and one of them no wick to the downside. So the average there is about 4%. 5 out of the last 6 years, the average is 4% to the downside, okay? That is the best that I can come up with as far as any type of pattern for the downside of Bitcoin. And as of now, let's go to the daily. As of now, we have like no wick to the downside. I mean, there's like the babiest of wicks here. 0.05% wick to the downside. I mean, no wick whatsoever. Which would be unheard of to not have a wick. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying it's never happened before, but it is very rare. So I definitely think we have some downside coming in the month of January, okay? That being said, we are under a 2-day Lionheart signal to the upside, which has only ever failed once, okay? The signal's only ever failed once in the history of Bitcoin, okay? This target would be the 55 2-day moving average, which currently is coming in just over 96K. Now, but if it takes it several days to get up here, this is a moving average, obviously, an EMA, so it's going to be kind of coming down. But, if it gets there, so something like that, you could meet it around 95, and something like that. You could meet that moving average. And let's throw in a fib from high to low here. All-time high, swing low. Just above that, which is going to be my target, is going to be about 98K, okay? I think we could get to 98K, and I think that's, for me, we'll reevaluate then, but I'm going to look to heavy short that area if we get the confluence and the signals that we're looking for. Now, if we go back to so that is just above the 382. If we go back to the last bull run, when we left the bull run and we're headed down towards the bear market, right? You follow me? We're headed down towards the bear market. We did get, let's throw a fib on here. I haven't even fibbed this. All right, there it is. So we did get the 2-day Lionheart signal kind of in the same position. We're headed down, big drop, big drop. The first real bounce we got the 2-day Lionheart signal. And where did that take us to, guys? You went above our 55, which would have been the target, and you came up and just wicked above the 382 and then came all the way back down to the bear market. It is a very similar place to where I believe we are now, headed into the bear market. We've come down, no real bounce here, no real bounce. We're just getting the 2-day Lionheart signal. Here's the 50. The 55 is here, but if we meet it in a few days, it's going to be down here somewhere. And if you were to wick above that, take out that 382, hit into about 98K like I'm calling for, and then head on down. That would be historically accurate. Now, I know historical prices does not predict future performance, but you would actually be surprised on Bitcoin how often they are similar. So, not to mention, there's just an enormous amount of resistance there, and you would get a 50% vector candle recovery right here. The 382, there's all kinds of things there. Plus, you get you can see very clearly this is about where we broke down. You see the lines here. This is about where we broke down to head to the downside. Came down, found some good support here for several days. Tried to bounce up out here and couldn't. This was the breakdown area. And you can see it here. It was support back here a couple of times. This is the clear breakdown area. Retest the breakdown area. Hit the 382. Head down to the bear market. That's what we're calling for. That's what we're looking for. And I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I look for this to happen first before any downside, before any significant downside. Now, that doesn't mean you can't come back to our little local point of control right here. Let me get down a lower time frame. That doesn't mean we can't come down here, and retest all this, hit the CME gap at 90.5K. Doesn't mean we can't come do that and still pump up out of here. It is still the weekend, but I do think by the end of next week, we could be looking at prices somewhere near 96 to 98K. I'm just putting it out there. I'm putting it out there. So I'm sure somebody will screenshot that and call me out if it doesn't hit, but that's what I'm looking for. So I would look for a downside move today. Okay, I'm going to look. I think they go ahead and come fill this CME gap because I think they want to move up and out of here. And very rarely do they move up and out for any significant amount without filling the gaps, okay? Now, they'll let it sit there for a while if all they're going to do is this chop right here, right? They will. But if they're ready to move price to much higher targets, they don't let the boat go without them. They bring the boat back, get on, and then go. So I think they bring the boat back just like they always do, almost always do on weekends. They fake out on Sunday to one side or the other with the vector candles. They can do this to the downside, but to the upside this week, they come back, fill the gap, and then I think we're headed for 96K, guys. That is what I'm calling for. That's what I'm looking for. If we do come down here, I'm going to be looking. We could even come as low as this value area low, about 90.2K or so. If we do come down here and we get the confluence and the reactions, I will be firing off a day trade long, aiming and targeting for at least 96K. So I'm telling you here what I am looking for. I probably, if I don't have a box on that in VIP Discord, when I get done with this stream, I'm going to go ahead and update my chart with my targets. I'll put that in there for you. So when we come back here at the end of the week or at 96K and we came down to the green box, I don't hear anybody say they missed the green box. It's going to be there for you guys, I promise. So that's what we're looking for. Let's look at Cypher. There's some things that kind of give us a little confidence in that too. And again, Bitcoin does what Bitcoin wants to do, not what Anthony Lee wants it to do. So let's go to the higher term time frames. Let's go to the 2 week. I'd say, let's go to the monthly. I see my little logo in the background. Can y'all see that? Isn't that kind of cool? I think that's kind of cool. That way none of the pirates can screenshot my charts and post them as their own. I'm just kidding. Nobody wants to steal my charts. All right. So looking at Cypher on the monthly here, momentum's to the downside, but it is trying to curve back to the upside. I want you to note something. We have Bjorn volatility expansion, okay? Volatility expansion on Bjorn, which means things are about to pick up. Now, it's monthly. It doesn't mean it's just going to rip up. But that means for a prolonged period of time, things are going to be accelerating one direction or the other. Now, currently, let's zoom in. Currently, stochastic is pointing to the downside, okay? And let's see when this expanded. Volatility expanded right here. And that's that big candle we got back in November. Okay, volatility expanded. Stochastic was the downside. And thus far, since you got that volatility expansion signal, there has been a 23% move to the downside. So pay attention when you are swing trading and day trading to these high time frame Bjorn signals. That is a massive move, guys. Massive. Let's see if you took, let's just hypothetical. I know we missed it, but you might can catch the next one. Let's say you took that hypothetical $20 or $2,000 account I've been trading with on 20x leverage, $40,000 times .23. You could have made $9,200. $9,200 on a $2,000 account with that Bjorn signal, monthly signal. $9,200. That would have taken you a couple months. $9,200. Actually, it would have taken you just 1 month because you did it all in November. Not too bad for one trade in 1 month, $9,200. More than most people make an entire year. You could have done it in 1 month with the one Bjorn monthly expansion. Gave you everything you needed to know. Anyway, stochastic still slightly headed to the downside, but you can see it is trying to curve here, guys. If you can get this to flip back to the upside, you can expect a pretty dang powerful move to the upside. If nothing else, even if it doesn't curve back to the upside on the monthly, it is, you can see it is not straight down anymore. It has kind of curved sideways and down, which means the bleeding will slow, okay? So the monthly won't have so much pressure to downside. It doesn't mean it's not going to overpower you eventually, but if this never curves back up, the fact that it's kind of curving sideways means it's slowing to the downside. So some of the other time frames, the daily, 2-day, 3-day, things like that can migrate to the upside before the monthly pushes it down at some resistance level, like maybe 98K. Okay? And that's actually what I would anticipate. I don't anticipate this turning back to the upside. I would anticipate the daily, 2-day, 3-day, and weekly and whatnot pushing you up to 98K and this never flipping. And about the time you hit that good resistance spot, that's when the monthly takes over and sends you back down. That's what I would anticipate. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we go to new all-time highs. It's just not likely. Let's look at the 2-week. Let's look at the 2-week, guys. Volatility kind of cooling off here. Let's look at Cypher. Still in the green on money flow. Kind of looks like it's trying to tick to the downside, but you do have momentum trying to clip and come back to the upside. It could be good for a little move to the upside. Probably nothing overwhelming. 10-day. Got a confirmed green dot. Now, I don't like this. Oops. I don't like that it looks like it already wants to curve back over. I mean, you have a clear downtrend in money flow. Very clear downtrend. No denying that. But you do have this big wave to the downside. You're in a confirmed green dot. And it doesn't look great. That's why I say we're still in the green on money flow. You're kind of pushing the upside a little, but overall you're in a big downtrend, a big bearish trend here. So you could get a little relief, but as of now, the way it's positioned, you're not going very far with this. But it does leave some room for the lower-ish time frames to do a little razzle-dazzle. Let's see at the weekly. Same thing here, guys. Confirmed weekly green dot. Kind of double bottom here on momentum. Money flow, though, you see is still coming out on the weekly. It's coming out. It doesn't look good, but it is in the green. It hasn't crossed to the red yet, so you could still dance around here a little bit. You know, get a little something like this, where it doesn't just go straight down. You kind of curve it up a little, kind of like this, and then cross over. You know, something like that. And that would give you a little relief rally in here, okay? 5-day. Same thing here, guys. You can see it. Let me erase some of this so you can see it a little better. Same thing. Money flow curving to the downside. And this is what I was just talking about on the weekly. See how you came down right here? You kind of peeked into the red a little bit, but you still came back up a little bit. We could look for that on the weekly. The weekly's coming down like this. We could look for it to come up like this. And then these little baby humps right here is where you'd be surprised at how much relief you can get out of that. You know, at least 4 or 5%, if not more, 10%. So all of it's looking the same. You got momentum looking to curve down here. So it just doesn't look good for any major move up out of here, guys. None of it does. None of it. But, I mean, moving up to 96, 98K is not a small move. We can trade it. And I'm telling you, if we get there and we get the reactions and all this stuff is starting to pinch down towards that zero line and cross money flow crossover and things, if it's starting to occur right there at that major 96 or 98K resistance, get ready for a big, powerful monthly push down, guys, because monthly expansion, volatility is expanding and is still headed down. So a big win. Be ready for a big trade. Daily. Got the daily curving back to the upside here. Money flow trying to kick. This is the best time frame to enforce our theory of a move up here. You can see money flow in the red, kind of trying to come back. It's moving up, trying to come back. You got the VWAP here covering back to the upside. It looks like a little, let's zoom in here, trying to clip here on the momentum waves, trying to clip. So I do think we're fixing to get that little bit of push to the upside. So that is my plan. Let's take one more look. Let's look at let's jump to a 12-hour. Yeah, we're in a current 12-hour green dot. It just fired off a little while ago. So, yeah, I do think we got this move to the upside. I do think we get the move to the upside to at least 96K. Actually, I think we fill the CME gap today first. And then I think we do pull on up out of here at about 96K. And then those higher time frames, they're going to take over and they're going to push us back down. So be ready for that big trade to the downside coming up if you don't catch this long trade. But the Anthony Lee Crypto crew, I just told you we will be waiting right down here at the CME gap, anywhere between 90K, right in here. Anywhere between 90.1K to this value area low to the CME gap right in here. And I'll fine tune this box when the stream's over. Do not take this box as the exact dollars of what I'll take, but we're going to be looking right there, somewhere in there. Come down here, fill the gap, maybe touch this value area low, get a higher low here, see, ding, 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 and then rip up out of there. See what that would look like on Cypher. Yeah, you could come down here and get you a nice little trigger wave on Cypher if that happened. Look at the 4-hour. Yeah, you could get you a nice little run up here. I mean, just look at the 4-hour I was just on. I mean, you barely clipped the zero line. You could come down here, fulfill those, and then have a nice little run up here, ding, 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 and then push all the way up and get you one of these big mountain tops to the upside to about 96K, something like that. So that's what I'm looking for. That is what I'm looking for. Let's see. Salt chain, I still short. But I'm much more, if we're in an uptrend and the Lionheart signals are firing off, I pay a little closer attention to the stop loss points, which are clearly defined. Say the public, the 6 minute, just put in a short signal. Would you trust that right now? Looks like we're bouncing. Let me go take a look. So we're in an uptrend. This is kind of another one of those things. We're in an uptrend. Like when you're in an uptrend, they tend to not play out as well. It's clearly defined uptrend, right? Look at the last one we got right here. We got the short signal right here, right? You did wind up hitting. I mean, it pretty much would have been a break even, though. You get the short signal there. By the time you get the exit signals, a break even. And you would have had a loser because technical loser, even though it was a break even, you really probably didn't lose anything. But the parameters say you don't come out and take out this high. That's your stop loss, at least. Let's say that. The lower time frames are not as reliable as far as win percentage as the higher time frame. The daily's 100%, never ever been defeated. 2 days only lost once. All of them wind up hitting. It's just a matter, do you break the previous high or not before you do? But they all wind up hitting eventually. And this one would have been a loser, even though you would, if you did not get stopped out here, if you just rode it into a drawdown and eventually came back, you would have broke even on this. But it's a technical loser by the definition of the signal. And I actually like this one. Let's look at the lower time frames. You also have to consider. Okay, so We just started a downtrend. You can't just stick on one time frame. And we've talked about this, but you started a down, so you're in an uptrend, right, on a higher time frame or medium term. But on the 1 minute, you started a downtrend, okay? So if we enter on the 5 or 6 minute and it starts bouncing, we flip back to the 1, and if it started a downtrend, then we can actually expect it to turn back around and come back and hit. That would be how I would play it. So I like it. Doesn't mean it has to happen that way. But I'm also a little biased in my thought process of knowing that we're on a weekend. I don't want to call this a breakout, but you know what I mean. Breakout of the weekend range at least, and the odds of us coming back and taking out that weekend low are extremely high, especially when there's a CME gap down there. I'm not a CME gap trader, but there's confluence to say we're going to come get it today. So you got to know the trend within the trend. And the trend of the upside right now on the medium term time frames, the trend of the downside on lower term time frame. And there's a trend historically for Bitcoin for faking out of the weekend range on Sunday to coming back. So the trend within the trend within the trend. You don't think you ever look at the monthly time frame? Well, really, you only have to look at it like once a month. Like, that's it. When the monthly closes, new month opens, look at it. See what happens. And if price gets really drastic somewhere in the month, like, you start getting a crazy pump or crazy dump, then go look at the month, see if it's flipped some of the stochastic around, or volatility, see if any of that's flipped. But for the most part, you only have to look at it once a month. So you should definitely set a reminder. I mean, say the like I'm short, so I like it. I like it. Oh, and there goes my TP. Dang it, what did I do that for? I had a TP set. Oh, I remember. I set the TP in case I got busy talking and forgot to go check it. I just got stopped out at my take profit. Let's see, where's the card? So I did 2 of these since the stream started, guys. 2 of these. That's the one I just got stopped out on, 70X. Oops, it doesn't have the P&L on there. Sorry, I know you folks like to see that. I'm only trading with a $1,000 account right now. I didn't reload it this morning like I normally do. I usually trade with a much lower account on Saturdays because it's just boring, and I like to just do Lionheart, and I go super high leverage, usually 50X. And I forgot to reload it this morning. Dang it. Did it again. Here we go. This is the one I just got stopped out on, guys. The 6 minute Lionheart trade. 6 minute Lionheart trade that you weren't sure about. That's it. 71 bucks. And this is the one when we came on stream, 117. So we're up 200 bucks since starting the stream. About 200 bucks since starting the stream. And for those of you who joined us late, I don't know where that other one went. Oh, here we go. My weekly total is $6,300 for the week. That does not include our WorldCoin trade. I don't even know where it's at. I haven't looked at it. Let's check that out real quick, guys. Did anybody take this WorldCoin trade after I gave it to you? This WorldCoin is not done, y'all. It is not done. We got a good pullback over the last couple of days. I don't know where it's at now. We had a good pullback. It would have been a great time to enter, in my opinion. Let me get logged in and see where this trade is at. We started out with 76,000 US dollars that we bought WorldCoin with, what, a week and a half ago or so? I did it live on stream, so everybody knows I did it. It's not something I just said I did. I did it live on stream, and I'm about to show you live portfolio balance. Here we go. I just logged in. It hasn't even pulled up yet. It's thinking about it. Hopefully we still have something left. Hopefully it didn't go to 0. It's taking its time. We may have to come back. Let me refresh. I don't even know where it's at. I haven't checked it in days. There we go. 94,000. So we're up $18,500 in the last about 10, 11 days, 2 weeks. Call it 2 weeks. We're up over $18,000. So you can see this ticking. Let me remove salt chain. Sorry. There you go. You can see it ticking, so it is live. It is not a screenshot. This is live. We're up $18,000 on this in the last week and a half or so, guys. And I did this live, and I told you guys why I was doing this. And I am not, NOT, not selling this until it is at least $200,000, and I'm not even kidding you. This was at like 100 grand the other day, I think. And y'all thought I was kidding when I said it's going 100 grand. At 76 grand, I said it's going 100 grand, and it did. And now it's a little pullback, so in my mind, it is a good buy opportunity. I should put another 50 grand on it right now. I'll save that for tomorrow if we do that tomorrow. That'd be good to do on stream. Anyway, we're up 18 grand there. Plus the 6,300 we're up. So if I were to close that, plus I'm up 200 on the day, 6,500. If I were to close that 18 grand, that'd give us about $25,000 on the week. Pretty dang good week. It's a pretty good week. Hope you guys are taking my box trades. That's where I get most of this. The boxes I put on the chart. Any questions on what we're looking for, guys? I mean, I can't. We've broken back into the weekend range now. I can't tell you. Go back and back test it. Go mark out these weekend ranges. I'm gonna do a video on how to weekend trade too. By the way, I mean, I could just do a 1 second video and say Lionheart, but how to weekend trade if you don't want to use Lionheart, it is so easy to do. I'll show you guys real quick, but I'm gonna shoot a video on this. Look, let's assume none of this is here, right? We don't know the weekend range. I'm gonna leave that there, but you start the weekend here. You see my market sessions at the bottom. As soon as you start the weekend, you wait for the move, whether it be up or down, okay? And you want 3 waves, okay? You want 3 waves, right? So here you got something like this. You started out about here. You got A, B, C, right? You see that? 3 waves. Okay, now you have a range. Because you showed where you started from. You started right here. You started right here. See this? That's where you started, right here. Okay? You moved up to there. You came down to there. Then you move back up to there. Okay? Well, there's your range. There's your range. And then you can look at it if you don't want to throw a volume profile in there and see where did things kind of get heavy. Where did they get kind of cluttered up? Where was there support and resistance? I'm just going to remove some of this. Where was a lot of support and resistance at, Okay, well, it's very clear to me. Look at all these bottoms right here. Look at all these bottoms. Even extended back to the left. Look at all these bottoms. Look at that. See, bottomed out. Couldn't close candles below this area, like right here. Boom. So I'm going to call that my point of control. I'm going to call the top here, this first top right here, that's going to be my high. And this bottom one is going to be my low. Boom. Okay, so we started the weekend, and right here I've got all of that in place by 4:30 a.m. Saturday. So I know my range, 4:30 a.m. by Saturday on this example, which this is almost always. And I can just trade this. When you're in it and you have your clearly defined stop loss. Stop loss is going to be above this high. And if you're entering down here at the bottom, stop loss is going to be below the low, period. So when you get back in your little range that you marked out from this and this, you enter a short. Boom. And even if you did not put a volume profile on here, I can tell this is probably the point of control. Take profit there. Stop loss is above the value high. You come back up. Boom. Eventually you take profit too, right? Come back into the range. Enter your long. Take profit there. Take profit too. Easy. Come back into the range. Enter. Take profit. This time you broke out, so you got stopped out here. But you already took profit, so it's a winning trade. It's just easy, and that's just if you didn't want to do 1 minute scalping on Lionheart. You could just enter these, and this lasted you a day and a half. And they weren't huge ranges, but they were easy winning ranges, $500 ranges. And just to check, because I haven't actually done this, Let's throw the old volume profile in here and see how close that matches to our orange lines there. Oops. Well, hang on. I don't really want to extend it all the way out because we just broke out. So we're going to go there and pretty close. We nailed the high and the low. I mean, nailed the low. Point of control is a little off, but that's okay. I like the point of control that we marked better. Point of control we marked better was better until you get this little action right here that we just broke out from. But as far as this is a good spike. Anyway, that's how you do it. You can just eyeball it, or you can throw the dang volume profile on there. Either way, doesn't really matter. That's how you weekend trade. I don't weekend trade that way, though. I use Lionheart. But Lionheart's great in confluence with this also. More confluence you can have, the better. You know that, guys. Anybody have any questions about what we're looking for coming into this week? Get you a KCEX trading account, kcextrading.com. I'm telling you, don't even use my affiliate link. I know some of you are funny. We're giving away 1,000 USDT tomorrow on stream. Get me your P&L cards from the weekend, guys. Percentage. It's not going to the dollar winner because it's not fair if somebody has a $1,000 account and somebody has a $100,000 account. Clearly, if you both win, the $100,000 guy is going to win more dollars. But it doesn't mean he's a better trader. I want to see your percentages. I want to see what percentages you're winning. And don't worry, I won't call anybody out. I'm only going to tell the winner. So if anybody does poorly or you know, I'm not going to be like, oh, so-and-so did 50% and this person only did 5. I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to give the winners numbers. Unless you want me to. So we're looking for a move down. Fill the CME gap. And then we're looking for a move up to 96 to 98K. And if we could continue from there, we could go to 103. I don't know. 107. I don't know. But as of now, my plan is to take 96 to 90, probably 98K down. I'm seriously, I'm going to enter 2 trades there, y'all. 2 trades. I'm going to enter a really high leveraged scalp or extended scalp trade there, okay? One of which that I enter and it moves my way, hopefully, and I quickly shave off profit, and I kind of trail a stop, and eventually I'm going to close that out. And I'm going to enter another one that is not as high a leverage, and when I say high leverage, probably 50x. And I'm going to enter another one on probably 20x leverage that as soon as it comes down a little bit, I'm going to put stop loss to break even. I'm not going to take profit. Stop loss to break even. I may take profit at somewhere along the way. Put stop loss to break even. I'm going to try to ride it down to 60K. Okay, guys? We'll see. But that is my plan. So 2 trades. The reason I like to do 2 is because I don't want to take that one, the 60K one, and ride it down to, you know, from 98 to 88 and then bounce back up and get stopped out and not make anything. I get so mad. So I got the other high leverage where no matter what, I'm still going to make something. And then if I break even on the other one, if it bounces and I break even, I still made something on my high leverage scalp. Extended scalp. I'm not just going to close it 2 minutes later like my 1 minute scalps. That's just how I like to do it. Yeah, Thanos, my main man. Phil CME, then blast a 96. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not going to enter a blind trade here. And again, guys, we're losing VWAP here. Bouncing from VWAP, excuse me. Trying to lose it. I'm going to turn it off, though. We're at VWAP now. This is not a blind entry for me, okay? Because if we come below the point of control to fill the CME gap right here, right? If we come here, then that puts us below the point of control. The law of the volume profile, which it doesn't have to, says if you start closing candles below this, you should rotate to the very low. So I'm going to look for a reaction trade here. If we don't get it, I'm going to target here. This is still not a blind trade. I'm going to look for a reaction here, confluence. I don't even know what. I'll look at the time frames, though. Obviously, I'm going to look for some divergences here. You know, if we get it, I don't know. I don't know what that'll look like yet. but I will let you know when I know. But I am looking for one of these two zones. We actually could even come and take out this UK low from last week, but I just don't think so. But we could. That would kind of be my last line right there. But I don't want to do that, guys. If we do, we better SFP this really quickly. I mean, within like 15 minutes, we better SFP this. Because if you close a candle below here, you're going to change market structure here. Okay? Change market structure here, and you can look for downside. So, but it doesn't mean you can't wick it real quick with an SFP and still maintain market structure. So that's the danger of coming for this UK low. If you get it and bounce with the SFP, great. Probably still a good long trade. But if you close a candle below it, I don't mean a 1 second candle. If you close something significant below it, maybe even a 6-minute candle below it, certainly a 15, look for a bounce continuation down. And then the whole theory is out the water for now. So I'm going to update this chart. It's not updated at all. I'm going to update it for the crew. Put it in the VIP Discord. If you want to join us, AnthonyLeeCrypto.com. Once you're there, there'll be a tab at the top. You can find the VIP Discord. This is the main page. Find the VIP Discord tab at the top. Click on over. Join us in the VIP Discord. Get all of my trade setups. Get all this good KYC verification for you United States folks that struggle to be KYC verified. And get my trade management. Like this right here, guys. This was right before I went on stream. I just made $200. I told them, I said, screenshotted, I said, if we SFP this high, I'm shorting. And then I said, no SFP yet, at least not on a quick one. So there was no 1 minute or 1 second SFP. I said, but if we get the 15-minute SFP, I will short. And we did. And I shorted, and we just made $200. Stiletto pattern here yesterday we gave. Played out, rolled off the toe. It was a beauty. It was a good one. I love the stiletto pattern. Most people get faked out by this. They think, oh, we're bouncing. They say, oh, look, we came and took the low. We got to bounce up out of here now. And it stilettos off the heel. If I were to continue this, it rolled all the way off. The only way to invalidate a stiletto is to come take out that first high from the bounce. So the second or third or however many bounces you get, it's got to come take the high. If that doesn't happen, you're rolling off the end. Period. Here's the zones I gave the other day. These boxes got hit, every single one of them. Obviously not these higher ones, but all of these got hit. You can see hit, 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 hit. This is not updated. This is old. This is from last week. Anyway, questions, guys, before we get out of here. I'm not trading right now. I'm going to wait a little closer. I mean, I might if we get something good, but I'm going to wait till we get a little bit closer. I'm going to look for the CME. If we come down below, if we come below before CME opens, right? Say we're going to move down right now. I mean, this is Captain Obvious, but for some of those that don't know, CME's right here, right? CME's right here. Let's say we got to move down now. We're coming to this value area low, right? Well, then there's still going to be a gap. It's just going to be to the upside. That would actually be ideal, okay? Because then we could come down here, fulfill the law of the volume profile, right? Fulfill the volume range, move up to take the CME gap, and continue and break out. That would be ideal. So if we got to move down before CME opens, look to long, and I'll let you know in Discord, but look to long this value area low. If for nothing else, to a TP at the CME gap. If for nothing else. Even if you roll over and come down there, you still got profit right there, right? That's how we're playing it. Quick move down, very low CME gap, 96 to 98K, 60K. Bounces along the way. Get the new Anthony Lee Crypto shirt. Anthony Lee Crypto shirts. Yeah, it's got me on it, sort of. It's got cartoon me. All right, guys. If we don't have any questions, I'm going to get out of here. KCEXtrading.com. Don't forget to submit me your P&Ls, percentages, if you want to win that $1,000. You don't have to beat me, by the way. You don't have to beat me. All right, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time for the U.S. Market Open. Expect big volatility. Oh, by the way, one more thing. Who knows if they actually do it? Who knows? But supposedly the Supreme Court is going to give its ruling on the Trump tariff on Wednesday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So we'll be on stream. But supposedly they came out and said that is when they're going to rule. Now you know how that backdoor stuff goes. Could get kicked down the road 2 weeks from now. They may never rule. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But supposedly it's going to be Wednesday. Okay? So big volatility Wednesday morning. Big, 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 big. Okay? Got to grow out that mustache. Yeah, I try. I don't know. This is kind of the best I can do. I couldn't grow a beard for the longest. I couldn't grow a beard till I was about 33, 34 years old. It was splotchy. I mean, I looked like Joe Dirt. It was pretty bad. I'm not very hairy. I'm not very hairy. You can't really tell, but I'm not very hairy. So I'm just kind of just started doing this. I'm 44 now, so literally in the last 10 years. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to get out of here. I'll be in Discord. Y'all let me know if you have any questions. I'll be there. Seriously, y'all, if y'all get in trades or you're unsure, fire it off in Discord. If I'm around, I'm boring. I don't do a lot. I have time. So if you have questions, let me know. I'll answer. All right, guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow.